First, what do you perceive and what are you doing?
So it feels this time like I'm outside.
Very
And I
good.
sort of see a blue sky. And it feels like grass of some sort, almost like grass, but a wheat colored grass.
Very good. And how tall is this grass?
I can't really tell. It feels like it could be taller. I don't see it very clearly, but
Can you see yourself? Are you able to perceive your body?
I can't tell yet.
Okay. What else do you see around you?
I just noticed the sun shining.
Very good. Does it feel warm or cold?
Warm.
Do you see any trees around?
I don't, but I keep having sort of this, it's almost like not flashes, like I'm not seeing it, but what's coming to my mind is that I'm maybe an African American girl. Younger girl. 12 comes to mind.
Very good.
I just heard the word plantation.
Okay.
And it feels like wearing a dress, some almost like brown leather shoes. Like the dress is it's very plain and has like a little overlay, like a little white overlay. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay. It's fine. So are you getting the sense that you're in this body, or are you just perceiving this? Like, do you feel like you are in this body?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is me? I just heard this is you. So
Okay. Very good. And as you're standing here in this tall wheat field, do you see anything else around you? If you look behind you,
I feel like I just saw like one of those big houses, with the tall columns, like a big white square, like not a lot of, just a big tall house.
right?
Multiple stories with the big
Right.
columns. I feel like that's there.
Very good. And if you go towards this house, do you see anything else? Does anything else become visible? Do you get a sense of anything else?
I just heard what's coming through is live and work in the house.
Very good.
My mother works for the owners of the home. I sort of see a woman standing, like maybe in a kitchen, doing cooking and taking care of the home. Maybe I'm her daughter.
Okay. Very good. And do you get the sense that you know this woman in another lifetime? Is she a soul that you recognize?
I don't think so. But I just get the sense it's not like it's happy. Like it's like she seems happy, and I see myself come into the kitchen and she hugs me. And it seems it's just a happy, I feel loved.
Very good.
She's happy. She's happy doing what it feels like we're well taken care of in this home.
Do you get the sense of a year that this is?
1940s comes to mind.
Does any place come to mind?
I heard Deep South. Just feels peaceful.
Very good. Do you see anyone else around? Are you able to go through this house and see who the owners are that your mother in this lifetime works for?
I get a sense that it's an older lady. Is she married? Maybe an older lady who just has money. She seems good to us.
Very good.
We're just there to help her, and she takes care of us, and she seems older.
Excellent.
I get a sense that there's others there working for her as well. Everybody seems happy. Nothing bad.
Very good. Do you have the sense that your father is also working in this household or present, or is there a father presence in this lifetime?
I don't think so. I'm hearing he died.
Mm-hmm.
I get a sense that it's just me and my mom. I don't know. I keep sort of seeing another man, also African American. And for some reason, it feels like he takes care of the horses or takes care of the outside, but I don't know if that's like a father or anything.
Okay. And do any names come to mind that you have in this lifetime, or the name of your mother in this lifetime, the name of this older lady, or the gentleman who takes care of the horses?
Rosie came to mind.
Okay.
I don't know if that's me or Rosalinda.
And as you're here in this plantation home with the mother in this lifetime, what else seems relevant here in this time?
I think just that it was just a peaceful, easy life.
Very Very
Just
good.
when I was outside, I was enjoying the sunshine. I just felt peaceful. Feels like I don't know, just an easy life. I don't get a sense of anything significant, at least at that part of the lifetime.
Okay. Well, let's detach from this scene at this moment and let's go forward in time and move to a specific event that's going to happen in this lifetime that's important to your development in this lifetime. And I want you to move forward to a very significant scene, especially if it involves other people, and especially if it's significant for the current lifetime that you're in. So we're going to be moving forward carefully, comfortably, slowly. You're there. Now let's focus again. Let the scene crystallize and become clear. Focus on yourself. Where are you? Who are you with? And what is happening around you? Understand the physical setting of the scene. Let it develop and allow it to relate to what is important for your lifetime now. Just carefully, comfortably allow the scene to unfold. And now you are perceiving it, and you're there now. Where are you now?
So it feels like it so feels like I'm just pulling this out of my memory, but I'm going to go for it.
Yes.
It feels like, out of like almost something like I've seen on TV. It's so weird to see this, but I'm standing in front of, I'm still a young girl. I'm holding on to my mom. There's like a mob of people around. And it's something just like you'd see in a movie. It feels like, although I don't really see it as well, there's a big tree, and it feels like the man maybe that was coming into my mind, almost like he's been hung. And there's like a lot of people standing around, and they're angry, and I'm clutching onto my mom because I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like one of those scenes that you see where I don't know if he has been hung or he's about to be, or
And this is the man who was taking care of the horses?
I think so. That's what kept flashing.
Let's focus a little bit more on his relationship in this lifetime to you and your mother in this lifetime.
I think what's coming through is he was just someone who worked there, but he's done something to upset the white people.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that they've come forward demanding something something to happen to him.
Do you know what it was that he did that offended them?
They think he stole something from them,
Mm-hmm.
or he stole something, and I'm getting he didn't, but they're accusing him of that. And they don't care. It's just all the anger that they hold inside. It's part of what they do. they feel like they can just take a person's life. It means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So they've come seeking revenge, and they're demanding that he be hung to death. And I feel helpless. My mom, there's nothing we can do because we're also African American, and the lady, there's nothing she can do because she's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of fear, and they just want it done. They don't care. They don't care if he did it or not. Just he's dispensable.
As you look around at this scene, do you recognize any of the souls from this scene? Either the lady, the owner of the house, the man who's about to get hanged, any of the accusers? Do you recognize any of them from your current lifetime?
I'm not getting anything. I'm getting a no. So
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, you said that he's about to be hanged, or it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen.
I'm hearing that it does happen.
Okay.
So my attention's also coming to my heart
Mm-hmm.
now. So hang on.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
I feel like maybe I stored some energy from that life or something into my heart because I watched this happen and my heart was broken because
Mm-hmm.
this life was so easygoing and everything was just perfect. Not perfect, but just easy from my perception, from my perspective. Life was just easy, and then this happens and the unfairness of it,
Right.
and not feeling like there's anything that I can do. So I'm feeling a lot of pressure in my heart right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's making me a little emotional.
I imagine it's a difficult thing to witness and not have any control over.
So I feel like this energy just needs to be released from the heart space.
Mm-hmm. As you're focusing in on that heart energy, let's bring that healing in. Let's ask your higher self to come in, your guides to be here with us, angels, and source energy to come in and heal that broken heart, to make that heart energy whole again and release the fear from the scene, release the despair, release all of that stored broken heart energy and just let it go.
What's coming through is the impression I get is that I've always wanted to try to just control the things around me.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that need to control everything is because I felt so out of control in that life.
Very good.
It felt like I had no control. It was hard.
Mm-hmm. Let's ask for healing for control issues and bring in that beautiful source energy. Bring in healing from the upper realms and know that it's okay to not to have to control everything all the time. It's okay to release that feeling, that sense of control.
Yeah, it's like I don't like to feel out of control because it almost feels like something bad will happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like to pour light on that scene and just bring in the light
Yes.
of source over that scene and over all of those man who experienced the hanging, and even all of the people
Yes.
who their fear, their programming, such deep programming that's just passed generation to generation amongst those people.
Yes.
It's almost like they don't know any better. They just they feel better than, they feel above. They're
Mm-hmm.
no different. They're no different. They're just bringing energy in to heal that experience.
Very good. Very good.
And it feels better in my heart. It feel almost like a cool sensation in my heart.
That's good. Very good. And as this healing is coming in, as you feel this cooling sensation come into your heart, let's take this moment now as that healing's coming in to draw in healing for any other physical ailments that you're feeling right now, with the eye twitching, the nose, the neck. And as that healing is coming through, I want you to tune in to your higher self, your guides, angels. Tune in to source creator energy as that healing's coming in. And let's,
we are here, dear one.
very good. And as they're here, ask them, can you ask higher self to come in, all the guides to come in and answer what exactly has been going on with Heather's eye twitching? And can we bring healing in to stop that and alleviate this twitching?
And just hearing it will be repaired. What is it? Just hearing energy moving through the eyelid, having
Very
an
good.
effect on the eyelid. Can we heal it? I'm just hearing it will release eventually. Be patient.
Good.
They love to tell me to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing we're working on it.
Is there anything Heather can do in the meantime? Is there a certain supplement she could take, a certain food to eat, or a healing modality to use to help to move this process along?
It will release when it's ready. to release.
All right.
It's just an inconvenience. It's not. It's just she finds it annoying.
All right.
It'll release when it's time.
Very good. Does the twitching have anything to do with the eyesight failing slightly? Can you give us some insight as to the eyesight?
We told her that was just aging, but it's being reversed. She's already noticed that she can see better. It's getting stronger. So as she receives the energetic upgrades that she's receiving, that will continue to strengthen. It'll get better for her. It's just, again, just being patient and allowing that process to happen.
Very good. And as we're focusing in this facial region, can Heather receive healing for her nose? And is there anything that we can learn about what's happening with her nose?
The nose is a past life connection. There was a severe injury to that area, and it manifested or appeared in this lifetime at the same time that it happened in a past lifetime.
Very good. Are we able to focus in on that lifetime? Do we know which lifetime?
So what I was shown and sort of what I'm seeing again is I was beat up pretty badly, maybe even kicked in the face by a group of boys. And I think it had to do with they either thought that I had stolen one of their girls or done something with one of their girlfriends or something happened along those lines. And maybe they beat me to death.
Mm.
And I received a lot of damage to that area. So what do I need to do to heal it? We're going to bring in some white light.
Very good.
To begin to repair that area. But she's got to stop picking at it. We've
Very
told her
good.
this. She knows this. Every time she picks at it, it sort of reopens the wound. It will heal eventually. It will heal in time. It's nothing to be worried about. It just needs time to heal. But we will assist with that, bringing in energy today and helping to regenerate those cells in that
Very
area.
good. Very good. As that healing light comes in to regenerate those cells, is there anything Heather can be doing in the physical plane to help speed that along besides not picking at it?
Mm-hmm. She brings in light, which helps. That's why she notices that it gets a little bit better. It's just going to take some time.
Very good.
She can continue to bring in the light and just focus the light in on that area.
Excellent. And as all of this healing is flooding through the eyes, the nose, and this healing is being given to Heather, she wants to know what the vibration is going on in her neck and what that's all about. Can we shed some light on that issue?
She feels the energy moving through her body, and it's just very strong in that area. It alerts her to when she's pulling in the energy. She pulls a lot of energy into her body, and she can feel it very intensely in that area. She can feel it in other places in her body too, but mostly there.
Very good.
It's just when she's bringing in more energy than normal. She's going to feel it right there and know that she's channeling that energy.
Excellent. So is it okay for her to have all of this energy coming in through the neck? Can it be dispersed throughout the body so it's not as intense in the neck?
It is dispersed throughout the body. She's just energy sensitive in that area. So it's not harming her. It's not doing any damage. She just feels it.
I
She was
see.
just more wondering like what it was. And she wondered if it was information. It is like packets of data. It is like channeled information that she can pull into her body and then access at later times.
Oh,
Messages and things, downloads, what you would call downloads.
very good.
She pulls in this energy too when she's working with clients so that she can assist them in their healing as well. So she's able to channel large amounts of energy through her physical form. That's just what she's supposed to do.
Very good. Very good. So as this healing energy is going through the eyes and the nose, can we go ahead and check the rest of Heather's body for any additional healing that may be needed and send light throughout?
Mm. We're working with her on gut health right now.
Very
She's been
good.
doing some detoxes. And she's going to do another detox here shortly that will help. Her body looks good. There's just some work to do in the gut area. We're going to focus the energy there as well today to assist her with that.
Very good.
She thinks she just made that up.
And as this healing energy is moving through the gut, healing this microbiome, is the detox that Heather is doing sufficient? Is there anything extra she needs to be doing in order to help with this gut health?
She could work on her diet a little bit more. She knows this. She's been trying to incorporate more fruit. We've been guiding her to eat watermelon, although watermelon is about to go out of season. So the watermelons she's been getting haven't been that great, but she was eating a lot of watermelon, which is actually helping quite a bit to detox the body and especially help with parasite removal, which that was part of the detoxing that she was working on.
Very good.
But that looks good now. We always say more fruits and vegetables, but she's well aware of that. She's doing better. She's eating less food too, which is good. You don't need to eat as much food as you believe you do. And as you transition into higher states of consciousness, you will begin to eat less. You will receive more energy from light. You will receive more energy, more nutrition and nutrients from the sun and from plant sources instead of the heavier foods, the meats, the cheeses, the dairy that she loves so much, the cheese. But she knows this too. But she's already noticed that she's not needing to eat quite as much as she used to, like having the three meals, breakfast. She pretty much skips breakfast now, and she's not hungry until later. So that's good, and that's just happening because her energy is shifting so much in the work that she's doing. Her frequency is becoming higher and higher, and as that frequency gets higher, there's so many changes happening within the physical body that she's requiring less food. So it's just going to be a matter of over time transitioning away from some of these heavier foods, which she's done. She eats very little sugar and things like that. Processed foods are not too much of an issue. She doesn't eat quite as much meat. She still eats meat occasionally, and that's okay. For her body, it's okay. It doesn't affect her quite in the way that it does some, but just eating it in moderation is better. So she already does that.
Very good.
Yeah, and everything else looks good. Just more fruits and vegetables.
Excellent. As we're focusing on the health, Heather's wanting to stop taking her sleeping pills, but she's worried that if she does this, there's going to be withdrawal symptoms. She may not get enough sleep, but she really does want to move to a point where she can wean off or stop taking these eventually completely. Can you give her some assistance with helping with that process and what steps she needs to take to start that?
We will assist her when the time is right. It's not quite now. She's going to refill her prescription one more time, which is going to give her an additional 3 months. And during that time, she will have plenty of time to begin to work on the process of preparing to disconnect from that medication. We know that she's wanting to move off of it, and we're going to help her to find what she needs in order to make this process a little easier. We will also assist her from our side in helping to release that chemical, because it does, that medication, it changes the brain chemistry. It's not a good substance. We understand why she needed to have that substance, and it is unfortunately something that people get very easily addicted to. It's not even an addiction. It's more that you just can't stop because it's altered the brain chemistry. It's altered your ability to fall asleep on your own. So she did need something because she wasn't getting any sleep with what she was able to see around her. She can see the energies around her very easily when she's in that state in between being awake and being asleep. She can perceive the energies. She can perceive the entities. She can perceive all of those. She can perceive what's around her. She just didn't know what it was. She knows this. She didn't know what those things were, and they frightened her. And there were there were frightening energies around her, always wanting to dim her light and keep her in fear. So that was part of what they did. But so that was helpful. It was helpful to her at the time to get on to that medication because it allowed her to get the sleep that she needed. So yes, when the time is right, we will assist her, and she will know, she will have a feeling. She's very tuned into her intuition. She's very tuned into the next step that she needs to take in everything that she does. So she'll follow that intuition, and she'll be guided to the um, more natural substances that she can take to help her in that transition.
Very good. Are there any specific steps you could give us that she should take over the next 3 months in this beginning of the disconnection period that would be helpful for her to know right now?
Just setting the intention. The intention is very powerful. And she's already started setting that intention. So it, it that is preparing her. It would be hard to try and stop something like that if you didn't have the intention to do so. She asked about this in a quantum healing session quite a while ago about the sleeping pills. And we came into the session and told her that she wasn't ready. And we knew that she wasn't ready to start making that shift. So she's now beginning to feel ready to let go of that medication and to get back to sleeping on her own. And it's just a process of her working with that intention and readying herself to make that transition, which will make it that much easier for her.
Very good. Now, as she transitions off of this medication, will she be more tuned in to seeing that energy and that in between sleep and wake state?
Yes, that is one of the things that medication has done is it sort of prevents her. Like many people have lucid dreams and they remember a lot of their dreams. She's begun to do that more because of her frequency is so high. So she does now remember more of her dreams. It will shift a lot of things for her. It is one of the things that sort of blocks her. It's not anymore because we've done so much work on her and she's done so much work in all of the quantum healing work that she does. Um, but those chemicals, they do prevent her from seeing things as visually as she has the ability to see. So as those chemicals release from her body, she's going to see a lot more, and she may begin to see more within her space, but there is nothing negative that can come into her space now. She is so protected. Her guidance would not allow that to be a part of her experience anymore. Plus, she
Wonderful.
radiates light in such a way that those entities or those beings, they're just not, they can't come into her space. She's too powerful with her energy where it is at the moment.
Very good. Very good. So as she will be seeing more of these energies and spirits around her and all of this as she transitions off of this medication, is there a way for her to start practicing with this now as she transitions to perhaps make it less jarring when the medication is fully disconnected?
She's ready for that. She knows, because of this work that she's been doing. She has such an awareness of what is around her. She communicates with many things on a regular basis that she's just not even aware that she communicates with. She already sees things and she knows this. It's more light right now. She sees flashes of light, sparkles, things that you don't see full on, but you know it's there. She's also when she does wake up and feels that there's a presence around her, it's no longer fearful to her because she does understand that she's very protected and she does feel very safe. And she also knows that there's nothing that can hurt her. Before, when she was younger, she didn't have that understanding, and there were things that were in her environment that would try to frighten her. They would come at her in a way that was very frightening and scary. That can't happen anymore because her frequency is not in alignment with those beings, those entities, those energies. So what is in her space will be of a high frequency, of a high vibration, and anything else will be blocked. It will not be allowed to interfere with her.
That's perfect. Perfect. Now, Heather also wanted to ask about this light language that comes through for her. And she sometimes feels like she's made it up, but she's going around the house and it's just coming through and she's speaking this light language. Could you explain that a little bit more for her and what it means and, where this language is coming from?
She is speaking a light language. It is an ancient language. She began to ask, she's always, she found many on YouTube that spoke light language, and she thought that would be so amazing to be able to do that. And so she began to ask for a light language to be activated within her. And one was, she received an activation one day when she was watching a video, and it sort of sparked a language within her. Everyone has the ability to speak languages, and everyone has the ability to speak multiple languages. It's all within you. It's just a matter of activating that and bringing it forward. So that language was activated. She is speaking it. She also uses her hands. She forms her hands in different ways. And we've told her that is a way of moving energy and shifting energy within the physical body. It is something that she's done in other lifetimes with the handwork. It's energy healing work that is familiar to her. So that's why that came back online, that movement of energy. And we've told her before that she can even transfer the energy from herself to another person through her hands. But the light language was just activated. Yes, it is real. It's good for her when she speaks it because it's not so much about a language as in understanding a human language. Like when you're speaking, that is a human language. This is more about sound and frequency and vibration. And so when she puts together these sounds and these tones and these frequencies, she's channeling that in. So she doesn't need to question it. It is absolutely real and just something that was activated within her. It's like a tool that she can use. And when she speaks it around her children are also receiving those frequencies, although they make fun of her. They think it's funny, but they're sort of over it. But she's activating them. So it's a good thing for them to hear, whether they like it or not, because they're receiving the frequencies and the activations, and it has a healing ability to it. So they are receiving that as well. So she just needs to trust herself. She knows these things. She just sometimes needs extra validation with all of what she considers to be crazy things happening to her.
Very good. In a previous session that I had with Heather, we went to a past life that she had as a Native American medicine woman. And I believe the medicine woman was also speaking a light language that she had brought in from the Pleiades. And is this the same type of light language? Is this coming from the Pleiades? Can you let us know a little bit more of the origin of this language?
It's not from the Pleiades. We showed her in another quantum healing session. Well, she got the impression of a what she calls a Yeti being, and it is very similar. This being is very similar, very tall, well over 7 to 8 feet tall, an inner earth being, residing within the earth. They're very similar to what you would consider your Bigfoot or your Yeti types of being. And this is a language that was spoken by these beings. So she has a deep connection to the earth, and that being was shown to her as where the light language that she's speaking,
Very
that
good.
is where it's from.
Is Heather just tuning into this being, or has Heather had past incarnation as this type of being?
She's been incarnated as that type of being.
Very good.
One of many lives inside the earth.
Excellent. Now, as you mentioned that this language is more of a sound, a vibration, a frequency that can give healing to others, Heather had wanted to ask about a healing modality that she was told that she would be creating her own healing modality. And she wanted to know if this was work she was doing with the Ascend sessions, or is it connected to this light language?
It's not connected to the light language. That's just separate. That's more for her.
Okay.
She's beginning to bring forward more ways of bringing healing into those that she works with. She's more connected to lifetimes where she's been a very gifted healer. She's done quite a bit of energy work. It comes very naturally to her, which is why she's been able to transition into it so easily. She wonders why it was not a part of the beginning part of her life. Her life was very different, and that was very purposeful so that she could gain the skills that she need for this part of her life. But the healing work has come to her very easily because she has been a healer in many lifetimes. That was why we showed her the lifetime of the little Indian girl and being part of that tribe and the energy healing work that she took on. She's done this in many lifetimes, and we've showed her those many lifetimes throughout different sessions that she's done. She's tapping into that energy and bringing it back in. She feels very guided with how to use energy when working with clients, and that's just that inner knowing that's coming back online. She feels she's asking, is she channeling the information when she writes the scripts? Of course, she's connected. She's very connected to me, her higher self, and to her guides. And we do assist her with writing her scripts and her modalities, the things that she's doing. It is connected with the Ascend sessions. These are the new sessions that she's working on with her friend Heather. it's just going to be, she's going to continue to develop this over time. There's not one modality that she's going to create, but it's just a matter of taking all of these different modalities that she's learned and channeling in the higher abilities that she's had in different lifetimes, and using those to create new ways of bringing healing to the clients that she works with. It's just going to be an inner knowing. It's nothing that she needs to focus on. It's nothing that she needs to do. When the time is right and she's ready to receive more of that information, she will receive it, she will integrate it, and then it will come forward into whatever type of session or work that she's doing with her clients. She's just going to have that knowledge ready for her to access.
Very good. Is there anything else that she needs to know about this healing modality as it's coming forward, or anything she should plan for or work on in the meantime?
It's just all unfolding perfectly for her.
Very good.
She just needs to allow. We've worked with her quite a bit on just allowing things to unfold in divine timing, because when you can allow, when you're out of resistance, when you are not worried about creating the next thing or doing the next thing, it flows to you in a way that's almost effortless. So everything that she needs is within her, and it will surface when the time is right for her to bring it into her reality. And she's always being guided to the next step and the next thing. She just needs to trust that everything will come to her at the perfect time.
Very good. Now, Heather's also has had a vision of creating a retreat center. And she's also had a vision that there's going to be a person who will help with this. She'd like to have a little more insight as to everything about this retreat center, when it will happen, who's the person, how is it going to come to be? What can you tell us about this retreat center?
We gave her that vision because it is a possibility for her in the future. Although there are many possibilities, there are many different experiences that she can choose to have. But this is a big one and a prominent one if she so chooses, and it is completely her choice. We shared with her that we gave her this vision because when you can begin to think about or have a vision and think about it, you're putting your attention to that vision. You begin to create the potential or the possibility for that vision to manifest at some point. Not always in the time frame that you desire it to manifest, but when the time is right. We wanted to give her that vision so that she could begin to allow that to almost sort of just marinate, or she could begin to think about all of the things that she could do in a retreat center. And it will unfold more over time. She hasn't even begun to tap into the possibilities of what this center could be down the road. She was worried about financial, support and how would she ever be able to afford that. But that's not even a concern that she needs to worry about. If that is a timeline experience that she chooses to be a part of, then everything will align perfectly for her to receive what she needs to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And as for this person, she is well aware of all that she needs to know. We can tell you that she's worried that we will say more about that in case she decides to share this publicly. Mm-hmm. So she has been given a lot of information about that person, and all of that is correct. And she has been told that when the alignment is at the right place, that is when that will happen. And all she needs to do at this point is have that vision and just allow the possibilities of what that could become to be in her mind. There's no sitting down and thinking about how would I ever make that happen. It will align perfectly and divinely for her at the right time. It's just a matter of beginning to allow the possibility of that down the road, if she so chooses to have that in her experience.
Very good.
And it will be an amazing experience for her. It's why we chose to give it to her, because it will be a beautiful experience where she will have the ability to bring together people from all over to experience different types of healing, coming together to work together in just the most amazing ways, things that you don't have in your reality now. She's been shown that this is down the road. And we would dare say after the shift, but after the shift, it will be more in alignment with the higher vibrations. And you will see many places like this. You will see places like retreat centers and spiritual facilities and holistic ways of healing. That's going to become the norm even more than having hospitals and doctors. And we won't say that those things will go away in their entirety. It's more of a transforming of what they are now into what they will become in the future. Because in the future, you will not need healing through doctors in the way that you do now. You will not be taking medications. You will not be dependent upon those things, because you will understand a more natural way of healing the body, a more natural way of bringing the energy into the body and keeping your energy, your frequency in such balance and alignment that things like diseases and all of the things, that the viruses and the things that are in your environment, they will no longer exist. They cannot exist in the body in the way that it will transition and in the way that it will become in the future. So these retreat centers and holistic health centers, you will have those as abundantly as you have your hospitals now, your doctor's offices and your physician's offices, and many of those, the doctors, the nurses, they will simply transition into a higher. They will begin to understand energy more. It will not be looked at as that you need to do something physical. They will have an understanding because they will become more in alignment as their own frequencies begin to shift and raise. And so most of them are healers as well, and will be able to naturally move into transitioning into a better way of healing those that are around them.
Very good. That's excellent. That's excellent. Now, Heather's been having some amazing success with her sessions lately. In particular, she had a session with her friend Kim, which received a lot of attention on YouTube. Got the attention of Candace Craw Goldman and led to an interview. And she's going to be having another session with Kim coming up. And she's just wondering what she needs to know about her role moving forward with Kim and what's coming up in that regard.
They were meant to come together at this time. Their grandfathers did indeed bring them together, and it's all part of a contracted experience as well. it's her time. It's her time to begin to bring forward the healing abilities that she's been working on over the last few years. It's her time to begin to bring those forward, to begin to help more of the clients that she's working with in their own transition. She feels very drawn when she's working with clients. One of the focuses that she feels is to help them to release a lot of the density that they're holding within the body, which is that trapped energy. And she's absolutely right about that. It is those energies that hold a person down. It almost anchors you to the third dimension or anchors you to the lower dimensions. And so as we transition, as we move through this shift, and as we move into the fifth dimension, the bodies need to become lighter. It is important to work on your health and the food that you're eating. Eat more plants, eat more vegetables. Those hold light. They hold higher frequencies and higher vibrations, and they are so beneficial. But what keeps most people in those lower emotional states of fear and anger and resentment and hatred is all of the density that they hold within the body. And so she's been learning over the past few years with all of the different things that have come into her reality, how she can use those things to help another person. And it's time for her to step more into that role. So that was all part of that plan and that design to sort of push her into the world of more people, so that they see her more, they're able to see her and the work that she does. And those who are meant to work with her, those who are meant to receive that healing through her, we won't say from her, because it's not her doing the healing, but she is channeling that energy, that vibration, that frequency that she feels in the back of her neck. She's able to channel in that energy. And then when she's working with a client, she uses that energy to assist them, along with the help of the guides and the team that is surrounding that client. But she needed to be in front of more people so that they can begin to come to her for assistance, because we are nearing the time of the shift. And the more people who can begin to release that energy, it's also why she's been guided to work with the Ascend sessions that she's created, and also why she met Heather Morningstar and their connection. Heather has a unique way of also releasing density. And when you bring the two of them together, it's very, very powerful. They both have unique ways of working with the energy. So as the two of them come together and they begin to work with people in the group session, that's just going to help more people to release that density and let go of all of those low frequency energies, because that makes the body lighter. And as the body becomes lighter, those people can begin to bring in more of that light and integrate more of the light, which is going to assist them in the shift. It's going to make it easier on them. So that is why things have sort of unfolded for her so quickly. It's also time. It's just we've told her along the way, and we laugh because she sort of gets tired of us telling her this, but it's so true, to be patient and just allow this process to unfold, because there is a great plan for her, and there is an amazing path. And if she could just stay out of resistance and worry and fear of it not happening soon enough, she has seen along the way that when she stays out of fear, when she allows, when she is patient, every single thing in her life and in her path, it lines up perfectly, and it leads to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And this is going to continue. So there's no fears or worries. She's right where she needs to be. And this process will continue to unfold in the most perfect way for her.
That's wonderful. That's beautiful. Very good. Now, Heather also recently had a session with another client. And the Council of Light came in to this session. And there was a lot that came through regarding this Council of Light. So first, if we can tune into that particular Council of Light. And one of the questions she had was regarding lost souls or entity attachments. And in all the sessions that she's conducted, she hasn't come across any entity attachments or lost souls. And she's kind of concerned, like maybe there's something she isn't doing to bring this out, or maybe is it just that the clients just don't have these attachments? What's going on with these attachments? Is it our path to work on removing attachments, or just we'd like to bring in a little bit more guidance regarding this, and that the Council of Light in this particular session had said that she wasn't ready. What does that mean?
Not all humans have attachments. Many do. There are many who have entities, who have lost souls that get attached. And there are practitioners who come into this life to do this work, and that is part of the work that they are contracted to do. We shared this with her that her role is more of one of energy healing, working with the light, working to release the density. It's not that she's missing them. It's not the clients that she's working with at this moment. When it's her time, she will find an attachment or an entity that needs to be released. But right now, there is other more important work that she is doing, as those people who do have those entities and those attachments will be guided to practitioners who that is part of what they are to do. So it's not quite that she's not ready. She could handle it if it came along. And she can always use more information to help her, because some of these entities are difficult to release. They don't want to go. They don't want to go. They just want to control, and they want to stay where they're at. So she is currently having experience where she's working with releasing these entities from an external direction, like with the spider, the tick that she worked to release. That was a parasitic type of attachment. She is starting to work more with these types of energies and entities, and that will just develop in time. It's nothing that she's missing. If it needs to be released, she will be guided in her session, and she will find it.
Very good. Now, regarding the Council of Light that came up in her client's session, is this specific Council of Light here with us right now?
She's nervous. We would say to her that they did not mean to upset her in any way with the information that they brought forward. They simply meant to offer insight to help her. They do realize that the human emotions are very fragile, and that information that was given to her, they can see her eyes twitching. She's feeling nervous, and we would just say that nothing's going to come through that's going to upset her in any way. They did not mean, and she was actually hearing that after the session, that was not their intention. That kept repeating in her mind, not the intention, not the intention, not the intention. They were trying to get that through to her, that they did not mean to upset her in the way she's feeling the emotion come up right now. This one is very sensitive. She is very empathic, and she feels energy very strongly, especially when she feels hurt, or she just feels it very strongly. And that emotion does typically tend to come up for her in tears. That's just part of her. It's part of the empathy that she holds within her. It's her ability to tune in to other people's emotions very easily. She resonates with them on a level that gives her the ability to understand what they're going through, and for them to feel that she gets them, that she sees them, that she sees their pain and sees their hurt, and she understands. And that's just part of the abilities that she brought in with her in this life. But they do make her very sensitive, and she hates the fact that she cries very easily. But it's just part of what makes her and unique. And it's okay to feel that way. What they were trying to bring forward was just to help her to stay grounded through this process, because things are taking off for her very quickly. And there are other light workers, other star seeds, who begin to take off in the work that they're doing. And the ego can come in and get in the way of that work if they're not careful. It's just easy to do. They only wanted to share that with her in a way that said, stay grounded, keep your feet on the earth. You're here to do a very important job. And she's resisting. She's resisting us bringing forward. She's afraid of what we're going to say, but we're not going to bring forward anything that's going to upset her. What the council wants her to know is that they love her so very much. They wanted to answer her questions, which is why they asked her in that session. They see the work that she's doing. They see how easy it is for her to connect in with a lot of the higher dimensional information. And just like the questions in Kim's session, it comes to her very naturally, because she is such a high, her soul has evolved to such a high dimension. She has been many things. She has been on many planets. She has done many things, both inside the earth and outside of the earth. And she holds all of that knowledge within. They wanted to give her the opportunity to ask questions, similarly to the way that she does it in Kim's session, anything that they could bring forward. But they realized that they caught her off guard, number one, and she wasn't prepared. Number two, they realized that her energy during that session was running low. And they also realized that when they brought up what they brought forward, that she took it in a negative, which was not the original intent of what they brought forward. And they do realize that she was unprepared to receive that information. So that is what shifted her frequency and vibration and sort of threw her off, as she would put it. But they meant only love. They sent her so much love, and they know that she has already set up a session with Akshat to connect with them again. So they are very pleased, and they know that during this next session that it will be more planned and the information will flow in a much better way.
Very good. with her next session with Akshat, will she be able to ask questions to the Council of Light as pertaining to her at this time?
Yes, absolutely. And that is, they would like to bring forward more information, and they will be preparing her before that session, like she is sort of prepared before Kim's session. She's prepared before all sessions, but she does channel in. She had asked if she channels in the questions that she used for Kim's session, and of course she did. We're helping her to bring forward questions that are beneficial for the collective. And that's why that session is so powerful, because there are so many topics that came forward and so much that resonates with people on so many levels. So she will continue to do this work. That's one of the things that she asked. Will she continue to be a channel for bringing in questions, and then working through clients to bring forward that information? And that is absolutely part of her path. So just to allow those questions to come in, and when they do exactly what she's doing by writing them down, and she will know which sessions to ask what questions. It will come to her, but she will be able to ask personal and general questions in that session, as will Akshat. It will be a joint session, very similar in nature to the session with her and Kim, where they brought their questions together. It's a co-creation, and a co-creation in these types of experiences, these quantum healing sessions, is so important to bring forward such important information at this time that's helping and resonating with so many.
Very good. Now, when the Council of Light came through Akshat's session, they also mentioned that Heather still needed healing. Can you give us some insight as to specifically what type of healing they were referring to? And can we do that healing for Heather today?
She is receiving the energy that she needs today to continue to release the density held within her body. Part of what we looked at the beginning of the session with the little girl, that was just helping to release that energy stored in her heart. Mm-hmm. She does a lot of she understands very well how to release the energy and how to let go of the density. There are things within her life that she's experienced great difficulty with, and she tends to store that in the body. We are assisting her with releasing that today, and her healing will continue. She just needs to do exactly what they say, and to continue to ask us. We're always helping her with the releasing and the healing process, as everyone has that ability to simply ask your guides, ask your angels, ask your higher self, ask whatever deity or entity or being that you feel connected to can always come in and assist you. And even if you don't know the exact healing that you need, just ask for a general healing and we will always come forward. It's not always an instant process. Most people think that healing happens instantly, as if you can just come into one of these sessions and have everything completely released. And although we would like to say that it can happen. And in some sessions, there is a lot of energy and a lot of releasing, but it also happens over time. So learning how to tune into your body, learning how to just continue to see where those emotions are coming up. When you have those emotions coming up, if you don't know how to release that energy, just call out to your guidance, call out to source, to God, whoever you feel connected to, and say, I have this negative emotion coming up, or I'm having these these issues or these feelings. I don't know what it's related to. I'm not sure how to heal it myself. Could I ask for healing to happen? And we will assist with releasing it. It may come up in emotion, it may come up in different ways, but we will be there to help you. We can't always step in and just do the work. She often asks, like, why can't you, why can't you just do the healing work? We can and we do, but there are some things that have to be requested. We cannot interfere with free will. We cannot always just come in and change everything. We do wish we could for you, for mankind. We wish we could do that more. But when you request us to do it, that's when we can really come in and assist. So just ask.
Fantastic.
Answer that question.
Yes, and more. So it's my understanding then that anyone can call on the Council of Light at any time to assist with this healing?
Just call on your own guides. You
Mhm.
have, each person has a team of beings and guides. You can call on anyone if you feel connected. You can call on archangels. You can call on the Council of Light. You can call on the Pleiadians if you have a connection, the Arcturians, the Lyrans. You can call on whoever. You can call on the inner earth beings. You will feel a resonance and a connection. And if you don't connect to any of those, just simply asking your higher guidance. That's all it is required, because if your higher guidance is unable to do the healing, they will connect with the being who is able to assist them. We're all connected. Everything is connected. So all of the, especially the higher dimensional beings who are not weighed down by the emotions and the difficulties of being in a human body, we're all connected even more so. So we work together to assist those that are right now incarnated in physical form. So simply ask.
Very good. And does Heather have a special connection with this Council of Light? Is she perhaps more connected? Are they tuning into her more?
She asked this question in Akshat's session as well. They were simply, they're more connected with Akshat, and they were simply wanting to connect with her to bring forward any information that she might request of them at this time. She's connected to many beings. She's connected to many councils, not just one in particular. But through this work, through the quantum healing, she is connecting with more beings, races, more than she could possibly imagine. So yes, not necessarily to this particular council as if she has a direct connection, but more of just they were connected to her clients, and they were just there in that session. They were connected in that session.
I see. Okay, very good. Now, speaking of time, Heather's wondering if something big is happening in October. Apparently, October keeps coming up in sessions, and we're just wondering what does that mean?
Energetically, October will be a big month. Many things are happening. It would be too hard to pinpoint one specific thing. That's just come up in a few sessions, so it's sort of come into her awareness. We would say that the energy is, it's getting stronger and stronger as she has been shown in sessions. Energy within the earth is getting stronger and stronger. More light is pouring onto the planet. The chaos that you're all experiencing now is it's becoming more fevered. It's getting stronger. All of these things are sort of working together. You're going to continue to see each month is going to build upon that. There's nothing specific at this time that we would wish to bring forward other than just to understand that the energy is going to get more and more intense as you move further into the end of this year. It will eventually dissipate. It's very hard to bring forward what exactly is going to happen, because what humans don't understand, and it's what we discussed in your what was discussed in your session, Alexandra, was there are so many potentials and so many timelines, or maybe not, so many experiences that humans can shift into.
Mm-hmm.
And that is based on what they're focusing on, where the attention goes. If they're focused on certain events or certain things that are playing out right now, they're adding more attention, they're adding more fuel to that. So that keeps that vibration active, that keeps it sort of in the forefront of your reality. If everyone, or not everyone, but if many people on your planet began to focus on the future, on 5D, on what they wanted to experience, she brings this forward in her videos quite a bit because it's the message that we want to bring forward through her. If you would take your attention off of what's playing out in your reality, even though it is awful and it's scary and it looks like you're just it's just getting worse and worse, and it is, but it has to. It's getting worse because it's trying to wake people up. It's trying to get people to see beyond the illusion or beyond the deception, beyond the control. It's meant to shift people in a different direction. She would call it a catalyst, and that is true. It's most people need something to shake them awake because they're so focused on just their individual experience, which is fine, but they're not able to see what's really been going on your earth. All of the control, all of the deception, all of the darkness that has held you in the third dimension. When you realize that you're not meant to exist in that low frequency, that was not meant to be a part of your reality, but it is. We're now shifting out of it. And so in order to shift faster, which is what everyone wants, everyone's always asking, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When are we going to shift? You will shift so much faster when you stop watching what's going on or what's playing out on the main stage to the best of your ability. Mm-hmm. Take your attention away from that and put it on the things that bring you joy, that bring you peace. Have fun. Go outside, connect with nature, play with your pets, bring more pets into the home, high frequency, more of those little sweet beings that come in and raise your frequency. It's okay to look at it. She also brings this through, and this is so important. Look at it from an observational perspective. Do not allow the emotions or the weight of it to overcome you, because that's when your frequency shifts, and that's when you anchor back into the lower dimensions. So observe it, think, that's interesting. If it's affecting you, now that's a different situation, and we totally understand. We would not disrespect anyone that is experiencing challenges and difficulties. But if you're simply observing it, take your attention off of it as much as possible and begin to put your focus, because those of you who are holding a higher frequency, those of you who are doing the inner work to release the density, you hold so much light within, and that light is powerful, and that light is assisting in the shift. So take that light, take that focused attention, and put it on to the fifth dimension. Put it on to what you want to see created in your reality. Even if you don't know, focus on feeling free. Focus on being able to just get up and do whatever you want and live your life and help others and be assisted in your own experience. How would you like to see things transform? That is so important, because the more of you that shift your focus onto what you do want, the faster that experience will begin to anchor into your reality, and you will have the experience of the fifth dimension. It's right there. You're not going anywhere. You're simply shifting into that frequency and anchoring into that experience.
Very good. Wise words. Now, is there anything else that Heather needs to have come through in this session? Is there any more messages for Heather or for the general collective?
We're just so proud of her. She's feeling emotional. We're sending her love.
Very good.
We're so proud of who she's become, of her courage, of everything that she's been through and she's moved through, of who she's becoming. And we've shared with her before that the life that she is moving into is going to be beyond her wildest dreams. So many amazing things to come, amazing experiences, almost as if her life is just getting started. The second act is beginning now.
Beautiful.
And she will have everything that she needs brought to her when it's time for that to unfold. Just to continue tuning into her intuition and trusting what comes through. And we want her to know that it is okay for her to take a break and relax. She worries about that. That is the programming of the third dimension, that you have to work. And she sometimes, when she just wants to take a break and sit outside, she feels guilty. And we want her to stop doing that, because that is helping her to recharge her batteries, which is helping her with the work she's doing. She's not going to be able to do work on this high of an energetic level because she is working with so much energy. If she doesn't take the time to recharge her batteries and relax and just sit out in nature and allow that energy to energize her. So we need to work on reprogramming that thought system and that belief system a little bit, but that is also getting better. But everything is right where it needs to be, and just keep doing what she's doing, keep connecting with the souls that are coming to her for assistance with their own evolution. And she will continue to bring in more information to help the collective. She's becoming, we won't say a clear channel. She does channel the information, absolutely. But she is going to align with the right clients who will be bringing forward this information, as are many quantum healing practitioners. That is part of your role, is to align with people to bring this information, to share it, because that information is so beneficial to all who are able to tune in and hear it.
Very good. And are there any messages that are coming through for Alexandra today?
keep doing what you're doing as well. You connect with people on just such a beautiful, heartfelt way. Your path is also unfolding, and you will be guided where you need to be. Trust what's coming through for you because you're very tuned into your intuition as well. And we're just grateful that you and Heather could come together and do this work. We see this continuing in the future. And as you feel guided, you should continue to do sessions with each other because it is benefiting the both of you, not only in your connection, but also with healing and bringing through very important information. So anytime you feel guided, the two of you should continue to co-create in this experience and just allow your path to unfold because it will unfold in the most beautiful way. You have many amazing things coming for you in this life as well, and all will align in perfect divine timing.
Thank you for that. Beautiful. Now, is there any other healing that Heather needs to receive before we close this session?
No, we are complete.
Very good. Well, before we close, I do ask that any extra energy flow through Heather's body. Beautiful light source energy flowing in and wrapping around Heather that will be with her at all times, always in perfect protection. And we're going to bring your light body back to your physical body now.